19, Q-19, last golden age, is responsible for doubling for humans doubling of cranial size, and junk DNA activates the two missing chromosomes that are etheric. Now, doing a little research on the internet will show that ancient Sumerian texts state that humans were hybridized by the gods for work. True, we are hybrids, but a little biology will state that we could not splice cells or join them if they are not compatible. This means that angels are in fact our ancestors, and that the truth of all this taking of our souls and making us super intelligent just to mine gold must contain half-truths. To hide the revealed truth for the unveiling or revelations, the mystery, that we jumped the evolutionary ladder so that we could avoid the coming 2012 apocalypse. As foretold in every religion. Why? Because the gods that are our forefathers, that have colonized many different star systems, are saving us from disaster. If the coming pole shift and the energy distortions that passing through the galactic center will have are not protected upon, the Earth will be destroyed. It is no coincidence that the heavenly man Hidden man's prophecy and all the scandals and corruptions are beginning now to unfold. Take light into the matter and providence into the divine mind. As his prophecy of defiance in the system, not of the system. Meaning change that is necessary for survival to evolve, not for evolution. Now there is a huge problem with our biology, with our genetic biology as well. 36,000 years ago, humans all of a sudden doubled their brain size. This huge jump in evolution presents disparities, as with common sense that this coincidence is genetically impossible, as with it must come as with it this huge jump in the evolution in our evolution presents disparities, as with it must come common sense that this coincidence is genetically impossible. The only way that this is possible at the physical level is if one abnormal strain presented that then alters the genetic coding. Now consider this logic, then understand that food also alters the physical body. Then prana, or spiritual energy, must evolve our spirit. Then the vegans and the vegetarians would not hate how humans slaughter food, as they secretly must think that some of us are monsters and pigs, enough so to change the way that they eat. Therefore, spiritual energy will evolve our souls and minds in the coming 2012 alignment of our solar system to the galactic center, as it hyper-evolves our brains. Humans have been genetically altered by angels long ago, before Abrahamic times. We were altered 200,000 years ago by our ancestors. And this is why we have two, not missing, but etheric chromosomes that will materialize when junk DNA is activated. Of course, you did not think that the most successful and intelligent beings of billions of years of evolution would forget to discard this, unless this so-called junk DNA has significant uses. It is obvious in a rule of natural selection and natural law to optimize and discard useless things. The definition of evolution is to upgrade, advance, and improve, therefore to discard two chromosomes, which can carry an infinite amount of data, is not only unnatural, but I don't know what to say. Can't say wrong. Wrong doesn't have the right oomph to it. Really stupid, I guess. Really not smart. Smart, really not. Terrible, I guess. I don't know. So the answers must be either that it must have been severed or is dormant, and therefore the reason why our direct and conscious connections to God and all of its creatures have been lost. As in the Bible, it says that man and woman had the ability to talk to animals and nature. This connection, therefore, must be a direct interface, just as it says that God severed the ability of humans to connect to each other spiritually. This must be in reference to ESP, as in some Bibles, I think it's the King James Version, pictures of fire on the heads of people of different color were shown. And that's funny because fire is synonymous with something else, but intelligence and other things. But Then, if we are angels, then the other abilities of ESP only validate this position, not debate. Also, a process called neural Darwinism reinforces this fact, meaning that if neurons are not activated, then they wither and die away as new neurons replace them. Also, isn't it a paradox that our brains would double in size and then for some reason only currently use 50 to 60% of its total usage? This calculation really should be closer to 40 to 50% optimal usage if our brains weren't wired primitively and we weren't constantly bombarded with non-essential information. Also, the problem of not processing energetic data forces our brains to rewire itself to bypass other neural networks, which is extremely time and energy consuming. This also causes lag and mental lapses that can be very dangerous if traveling at light speeds in your astral body. This is also the reason why mentally we are frustrated, because we sense energy, but we can't see it. This introduction of data to the current problems posed by the two missing chromosomes will change forever and validate that we do indeed have spiritual bodies and that they exist within a mirror dimension that overlaps our own. So the saying of heaven on earth will become evident after 2012, as it is apparent for those in late 2011, if not. Now there is something that I'm missing here. Just give me 1 second. But I think I covered this on the other stuff, so don't. King James Bible severed the connection. No, it isn't that. I covered this later. It's called Yahweh, and it's not what I'm thinking right now, but we'll have to do. It's called Yahweh, and the reason why he cut off the well, it's the same thing as why they turned on the system and off the system, but basically Yahweh was one of the people that did these. So I guess that's it for now.